Okay, we're here at Oxford Dodge in London, Ontario, my hometown, to pick up this. A brand new 2023 Chrysler 300C Final Edition, basically a Scat Pack in 300 form. Super excited. And I remember these from the early 2000s because I used to sell cars for Chrysler back then. And I remember this came out, was going to be the Cadillac killer because Cadillac for some reason went front wheel drive and a smaller sedan back then. And this was going to be big power, big sedan, but not a big German price. And now they're going out with a bang because, as we said, they have put that 6.4 liter or 392 cubic inch Hemi back in it. So we're going to take this for a drive to see if this is still the amazing big power North American sedan that I remember. So let's go. Hello. I'm supposed to be picking up a car today for a YouTube video from Kelsey. May I have one of these? I've got some wild breath going on right now. Hello. Are you here, TJ?
Andrea.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I have the keys here.
Perfect.
I'll walk you to the car. It's all the way in the back.
Oh, I used to work as a car salesperson, so I don't want to be I don't want to keep you late. So like I was making all kinds of money and it was going great, and then all of a sudden recession hit and I wasn't smart because I was younger and I bought a fancy car and a big apartment and everything's like, oh no.
Yeah, I've seen your videos. They're pretty cool.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so
Perfect.
much.
No,
Nice to
thank
meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah. Take care.
Bye.
All right, let's do the walk around. So the first thing that I want to show you guys is what is different about a 300C Final Edition. So coming to the back here, you can see we have this unique badge on the back, as well as the Chrysler badge has been kind of grayed or blacked out or whatever you want to call it. And back here, ooh, look at those dual exhaust, big huge pipes. Let's listen to see how those sound. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. All right, coming around here, of course, you got that good looking spoiler on there, which is nice. And look at these wheels. So these are unique to the 300C for this final year. You got 20-inch wheels and the color matches those badges front and back. And look at those Brembos on there. Ooh, there's gotta be at least 4 piston on the back. Those are not messing around for sure. And I don't know, 6 piston on the front there. And behind those, you're looking at 14-inch discs all the way around basically. And of course, rear wheel drive with an LSD. Oh, great for burnouts and everything else, but we won't be doing that today. Wink, wink. And what else? We're talking about performance there. We have the 8-speed ZF beefy automatic transmission. And of course, you have the adaptive suspension on this too to help put that power around and get you around the corners. But the claim to fame and the real thing that we want to look at is that engine. That's what we're talking about. But as we pop the hood here, look at that unique badge 300C. That is from the 1950s. One of the originals. And look at that grill. I really like that grill. That's very sporty looking, yet kind of like the grayed out not fog lights, headlights and things like that, LED. Awesome. All right, now let's pop the hood. All right, see if I can figure it out here. All right. Look at that. Like Tim the Toolman Taylor used to say. Beat on my chest. Look at that. That is a 392. Basically, this is Chrysler Scat Pack because in the, I know around 2015, something like that, they kind of decided to make Chrysler the luxury brand and give Dodge all the fun stuff, but they have crammed a Scat Pack basically into this, and you've got a 392 cubic inch or 6.4 liter naturally aspirated V8 engine. You got aluminum heads, cast iron block. What else? You got 16 valve port injection, and it is capable of giving you 485 horsepower and 475 pound-feet of torque, and it can rocket this little gangster machine from 0 to 60 in around 4 seconds or just over, and in the high 12s in the quarter mile, which is incredible, and 160 mile-an-hour top speed. And I forgot to mention too, as far as stats go, with that improved suspension on here, you're looking at about 0.87 Gs around a 300-foot skid pad, which isn't too bad. And you know, hear more about doing donuts with this thing anyway. And what else? 172 feet from I don't know, 70 miles an hour to 0. I had to think about that one, which isn't great. But again, this is an F1 car. You're just going to have some fun with this one and all those noises like we just heard. All right, so what else to talk about now? That is not going to give you good fuel economy at all. So you're probably going to be in the low teens if you're lucky driving around town, maybe the high teens combined, and if you're lucky into the low 24s or something like that on the highway. But again, that is not why you were buying this thing. Now let us come to the back, because we want to talk about some functionality back here, because again, this is probably a mafia car. So, you know, if we're going to sell this to you, how many bodies can you put in the back? Well, first of all, it took me forever to figure this out. We got a nice luxury little button here, so you can pop that trunk, and let's look in there. Ooh, I mean, that's a good deal. You can fit multiple bodies in there, even nowadays. That's great. 60-40 split seat, so they got long legs, things like that. You know, all joking aside, there's 16 cubic feet worth of space back here, which is plenty because this is a big sedan. That's one of the reasons why you were getting it. You know, look at that cool little hanger thing on there. That's nice. But Mafia does not care for that. Can't keep the people back there. Anyway, yes, lots and lots of space back there. And let's come to the back, because again, big sedan, you want to make sure you can stick your friends in here. Or if you're the leader, you want to make sure that you're sitting back here getting a ride. All right. Oh, doors open nice and wide, which is good. Almost hit my head. Now, I'm only 5'7" and 150 pounds. So as you can see here, hello. Not a lot of room above my nugget, but you know, that's cool. That's why we like it back here. Yeah, not a lot going on back here. As you can see, we do have heated seats to temperature, and you do have USBs back here. So you get some USB-C adapters. You got some map pockets. These seats are chubbier up front, but I still do have quite a bit of room. It's a 120-inch wheelbase, and you've got about 107 cubic feet of passenger space between the front and the back here, which is incredible. These are pretty comfortable. Yeah, you got cup holders, I would imagine, in the middle here. Ta-da, nice. No pass-through. But yeah, these are really nice seats, good looking. You do have the big kind of panoramic sunroof type thing, which again is a nice luxury type thing in here. Yeah, and all in all, yeah, I think a pretty cool place to be back here. So let's go up front really quick. Okay, all right, moving up front. So as you can see here too, these doors, they open up pretty far. Now I got little arms, so this is gonna be challenging shutting this thing. Oh, let's get in there. All right, so as you can see, I'm gonna shut that a little bit. So as you can see, we have lots and lots of space for cup holders. There's your little fuel door. Luxury, so we got power, everything. You got memory seats, things like that. Now this being a Chrysler, no offense, I used to sell Chryslers and work for them at a corporate level for a little while. Not the nicest of materials, but again, this isn't the biggest price either. But some interesting things that I have to say when you're in here that are luxury, for real. You do have a manual telescopic and tilting steering wheel. You don't see that even really expensive cars very often. Of course, you have these nice paddles on here, which is nice. That's not a bad looking steering wheel, not my favorite. But yes, I absolutely love these analog gauges. Nice silver trim and things like that. But yeah, let's start this thing up. Ooh, all right. The Hemi is back. I want to take a bit of a rest. Listen. Ooh, that sounds good. Yeah, I like those gauges. So when we come over here, you do have an infotainment. Now, to be fair, this looks like something from the early 2000s when this car came out. But again, this is not why you were buying this car. I own a original BRZ generation, and the reason why I bought that car is because I love the early 2000s and late 90s, and you're buying an era, and that's essentially what you're buying here. This is a 20-some-odd-year-old car with tons of power that works really well as far as how it drives for the fun and the size and everything that it gives you. So when we come over here, what I did want to show you is a couple of little things. So this shifter that looks like it's out of the Ram, luxury Ram, when you put on the backup camera here, as you can see, that's not the best. I used to have like a 0.3 megapixel camera when they came out. I thought it was really cool, and that's basically what this is. Let's see, does it have dynamic lines? Woo, look at that, that's pretty fancy. All right, let's put this in park before I wreck this thing. What I did want to show you was it does have, which we're gonna test out here. We're gonna take this for a drive and get ourselves a hot drink and a cold drink, and as big as we can fit in there and as caffeinated as we can get. But in the meantime, to get those heated and cool cup holders, you gotta work this thing here. So you're gonna come to the climate, and there you're gonna go to controls, and here you got your heated and ventilated seats. So again, that is really nice, because that is truly a luxury thing. There's not a lot of cars that necessarily have heated and cooled seats, but those are nice. But anyway, sorry, back to the cup holders. They do have the buttons here, which is nice. Now, what about practicality? So that's not practical, because I will show you hopefully that you cannot, or at least in B-roll, you can't even fit a normal cell phone in there nowadays. But they made this car a long time ago, before cell phones got giant. And basically, people walked around with iPads in their pocket. Oh, look at that. That is a big sedan. glove compartment. I like it. So again, unique in here, you've got some nice contrast stitching. You do have this carbon look in here. You've got the unique shifter as well. Now these seats here, and again, we'll show you some B-roll. Now these remind me of Big Lazy Boy or something from Temperments, or Leon's from around here. So you slip, I'm a tiny person, so you're gonna slip around here, but if you're bigger and you like this car, you're gonna fit just fine, and they are comfortable. But power as well. Let me do this here. We got to do, if we're going to drive this thing, we got to do it properly. Can I lean my seat back and still reach the steering wheel from a gangster lean? Well, this is where this comes in handy. There we go. I can bring that right to me for the gangster lean. Yep. That's nice. Check that out. Yep. And what you can do as well is you can actually bring the pedals towards you as well. So there is a button here on the side of the seat, and as you can see, the pedals can come as well. So there is a lot of luxury adjustment to this car, absolutely. But the main thing is we just want to drive this thing and see how it is. So let's go get those caffeinated drinks. Okay, time for our traffic light Grand Prix acceleration test so we can race up to that stoplight just as fast as we can to hammer on the brakes. Okay, so we have it in sport mode, not track, limited traction. I am actually nervous. Okay, foot on the brake, here we go. Well, that's just the burnout. All right, that is, yeah, that's fast. That is more power than you need in sport, that is for sure. That is a lot of fun. All right, now, let's hammer on those brakes. All right, so we're going to good speed here. Hold on. That works pretty good. Considering this thing weighs 4,500 pounds, which nowadays, not compared to an electric car or anything, but for a gas car, it's pretty heavy. But it's got a big 6-piston up front, 14-inch rotors pretty much all the way around, and 4-piston on the back. We're good fast. All right, let's go inside and get some overpriced caffeine. Let's go. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm gonna get that, and can I also get a receipt for Hunt 5, the white card there, please? Oh, thank you so much. Okay, so we've done our acceleration test, we got our caffeine, now we're on the road. We are ready to go. So, what does this thing like to drive? Well, I've got it in auto mode, so I don't know, it's not sport or track, so it's a little bit more refined and luxury and quiet, but it's not quiet at all, or luxury in that sense. As we said, you know, this is luxury for an era. It really does, I don't know, like I said, you don't buy a car like this if you're gonna complain. It's the same with me complaining about my BRZ. I bought it because the original BRZ, to me, is as close to a late 90s, early 2000s Japanese sports car, and this is the same kind of thing. You are literally going back in time to the early 2000s when they had the big sedan, big motor, with not that big of a price. So it really hasn't changed a lot in here, and it's kind of weird. They have, you know, compared to the earlier 2000s, more soft touch stuff and things like that. But I mean, this reminds me of an SRT 4 years ago, and when I sold cars way back then for Chrysler, when this came out, and you know what, this carbon was like mine. It just kind of looks out of place. It's like, oh, we got to do a sporty car, let's throw some carbon on there. But yeah, no, I don't know, it's nostalgic. I like it in here. It's quite comfortable. As we said, these seats are gigantic, lazy boyish. I slip around in them, but I mean, if you're a bigger person, I'm a smaller person, so you'd fit in here probably pretty good. I like that they're heated and cooled. The seating position's not bad. Like I said, pretty low. I've got it in the lowest setting, so I mean, I don't feel like I'm in a minivan or anything. But with these high belt lines and low roof, you do get kind of the idea that you're in something special, that gangster look, right? It really is cool. It's not quiet at all, but I mean, if I'm just cruising here, it's an 8-speed, you know, and I'm doing 60 some odd kilometers an hour, it drops down to like 1500 RPM. So, you know, you're gonna get a little bit better fuel economy, and it's not super, super loud. But like I said, we can, oh, it's not gonna kick down on me. There you go, all right. But if I put it in sport, let's see if it kicks down. No, interesting. All right, interesting. All right, so I'm gonna put it in manual mode. Ooh, listen to that. All right, so this is where we get it loud in town. And that's natural sounding V8. Nothing fake about that through the radio. That is awesome. It is incredible. So like I said, you know what, we're heading back to the dealership. It's just a short drive. This very special car. We don't want to put many kilometers on it, but I wanted to show you that it is a ton of fun. It sounds great, and it's not bad to drive. It really isn't. You know, like I got it normal here, and it feels pretty good. You know, it's pretty tight. It's a bigger sedan. You know what I mean? Like, you're not driving a Ferrari. But all in all, with these bigger wheels, the Brembos, the adaptive suspension, things like that, it does play the part. It does handle well. And like I said, if you can get away with the fact that you don't care about having like lane keep, you know, and that type of stuff, because this just has, you know, the fancy cruise control, you know, and if you're buying it for that, to get into that era again, you know, I don't think that you'll be disappointed, which leads me to my final thoughts. Okay, final thoughts time, and we're back, and it was fun and then some, because when I remember selling these things in the early 2000s, they were awesome, and they were that gangster rapper machine, and it had a 5.7 liter Hemi in it. But that is a far cry from this 392 cubic inch naturally aspirated just monster machine. Out of all the vehicles I've been lucky enough to review, and some awesome ones, none of them have done a burnout like this, and I didn't even mean to. Sorry, Oxford Dodge, and I'd like to give you a special thanks for letting me borrow the car for the day and showing everyone just how awesome this thing is. Yeah, so if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and check out one of our other cool high horsepower reviews so we can get more cool cars like this one in our upcoming review. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.